going on, y'all? So welcome back to another video. So in today's video we have another sit down video where I'm gonna be discussing the 5 steps that I personally took to grow my style. So sit tight and let's hop into it with the first step. So step number 1, I would say for me, was research. So I remember back when I was still in university, I knew I was into clothes and I was into fashion, and I was just really trying to find inspiration everywhere. So a lot of research went into finding the right pair of trousers, because at the time I was into skinny jeans and I was trying to find a good pair of trousers that could have a perfect silhouette for my body type. So I'll definitely say that research was one of those things that I would do on a consistent basis every day. Anytime that I had some downtime, I'll find myself browsing. You know, at the time it was Tumblr. Probably still do have a Tumblr. I think it's called Can't Find an Outfit. And at the time, that's where I would gather all my inspiration, through Tumblr, through just seeing people dressed in different ways and trying to find what would work for me. So a lot of research went into first finding the perfect pair of trousers, but then also how to work around a good pair of trousers. It would also be blogs like the Seritorialist. I think at the time there was this street photography website called Le 21e and J'ai perdu ma veste. So those were the type of blogs that I would usually gravitate towards, because a lot of them were shooting fashion weeks. So whether it was in Paris or New York, so I would always be ready to browse just to kind of see what people were wearing, and just curating my own mood board through Tumblr, which is where I would kind of go back to gather inspiration for my outfits or outfits that I wanted to try. So first step was definitely research. Now the second step was now developing that confidence to get out there and try these outfits that I was sort of inspired by, and just finding a different way to kind of wear them to where it suited my body type. I think I really started with just simple style, so it would mostly be like a perfectly well cut t-shirt. So at the time I was buying a lot of t-shirts from places like Zara, H&M, and also the perfect pair of trousers. So I would keep it quite simple, because at the time I was living in Ottawa, which is the capital here in Canada, and I think I found myself just not really wanting to explore as much, even though I ended up doing so later on as my style evolved. But just finding the confidence to kind of just wear the little things that I was into, whether it was a specific cut for a t-shirt or a specific cut for a pair of trousers. I remember at the time I was doing a lot of like cuffing on my jeans just to kind of showcase a specific type of shoe that I was wearing. So for the third point, after doing some research and developing the confidence to kind of wear what I wanted to wear, I now really started to dive a little bit deeper into finding my own personal style. So I knew that I was into trousers. I knew that I was into, specific cuts. That's when I kind of started looking into high-end fashion, because I wanted to find the perfect pair of trousers. At the time, to be honest, like if you were in your early 20s, you weren't really wearing like high-end designer garments, at least not as much as the young generation does now. I think I was more specifically sticking to like Zara, H&M, those type of stores, but I wasn't really looking into high-end fashion just because I couldn't afford it. Once I wanted to find my own personal style, I really started diving deep into designers like Dries, Hyder Ackerman, Rick Owens. So that's when I really started finding what I wanted to dress like and the type of cuts that best suited me. I remember the first designer that I really gravitated towards was obviously Hyder Ackerman. Still one of my favorite designers to this day, just because I loved the simplicity of his garments, and it's most specifically the trousers, because at the time trousers were something that I was really having a hard time finding. The Zara trousers just didn't fit my proportion and the way I wanted them to fit. And the first pair of trousers that I ended up buying was actually Anne de Mister, and it was a cropped pleated pair of trousers, and I wouldn't stop wearing them. So for the fourth step, we have investing into my wardrobe. At the time, I was still in university, and I knew I wanted to get into fashion, even though I was studying economics. So one of the things that I did was finding retail job in Ottawa. Started focusing more on finding retail jobs that sold high-end clothing, because I knew that that's the field that I wanted to get into. Just if I was gonna get into fashion, I wanted to be a stylist, and get into high-end companies that sold luxury clothing. So at the time, I started working for a boutique called Shad, which was just a local boutique in Ottawa. I think they're only based in Ottawa, no other city here in Canada. So they sold brands like John Varvatos. They sold brands like Theory. I think they had Nick and Famous. So I started kind of exploring those options of just investing a little bit more money into my wardrobe, because I kind of had an idea of how I wanted my wardrobe to look like and how I wanted to dress. I think I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't gone through the first steps, which was research, finding the confidence, and then eventually developing my own personal style, knowing what I like. So I would say that once I started working the retail job, that's when I really started saving my money and then investing into my wardrobe. It was quite an exciting time for me. I would say that was probably the most exciting time in terms of my fashion journey, because I just really enjoyed finding, whether it was, brands that maybe not too many people knew of, and just really seeing the difference between fast fashion and high-end clothing. Investing into my wardrobe was definitely something that I started really emphasizing, because I wouldn't shop for months just to buy a specific piece. And even if it ended up costing me, $300, $400, I would wear it all the time. So I didn't really mind, because at the beginning I was buying a lot of Zara and H&M, and I actually would always end up going back to the store and buying more, and I would just have way too many clothes that were just sitting in my wardrobe. So this sort of strategy of like buying a little bit more expensive started then, just really starting to invest into my wardrobe. So the final step is definitely, and it still is, keeping in shape. To me, I feel like if you want to grow your style and if you want to explore fashion and different garments, you have to try and keep in shape, because that builds the confidence to wear whatever you want to wear. So this is something that I still do to this day. As you guys see on my Instagram or over here, I'm always posting vlogs where I'm working out or I'm going for a run. And the reason why I included that, it's pretty much the same as investing into your wardrobe. I invest as much into my wardrobe as I do into my body. And to me, I feel like that's helped me to keep exploring fashion and to keep exploring different garments. So I'll definitely say those are the 5 steps that I've personally took to grow my style. So research, developing the confidence, finding my own personal style after developing my confidence, investing into my wardrobe, and then investing into my body. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much once again for continuously tuning in. Please do subscribe if you do enjoy the videos, and leave a like. It helps the channel so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.